Imagine a roommate who talked at you constantly, narrating everything you do, judging everyone you meet, replaying old arguments, fretting about the future, and never once going quiet. You would find them unbearable. And yet you live with exactly that voice every single day, the endless commentary inside your own head that never ever stops. You have lived with it so long that you have come to believe it is you. But here is the liberating question at the heart of it all. If you can hear that voice, then who is the one listening? You are not the voice. You are the awareness behind it. And the moment you truly grasp that, a door opens to a freedom and peace you did not know was possible. This is The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. You are not the anxious voice or the wounded self. You are the boundless awareness in which they all arise and pass, and resting there is freedom. Singer's central insight is simple but transforming. You are not your thoughts, your emotions, or the constant voice in your head. You are the consciousness that is aware of all of these, the witness observing them. Most of our suffering comes from being lost in that mental and emotional noise, mistaking it for who we are, and being controlled by it. His core claim is this: true freedom comes from realizing that you are the awareness behind your thoughts and feelings, and learning to simply observe them rather than being consumed by them. When you stop identifying with the inner chatter and learn to relax and let your inner experiences flow through you, you find a deep, unconditional peace that does not depend on your circumstances. You are the boundless awareness in which they arise and pass, and resting there is freedom. The first idea is the foundation of everything. You are not the voice in your head. You are the one who hears it. There is a constant inner voice, narrating, judging, worrying. We assume it is us, but you can observe that voice. And whatever you can observe, you are not. You are the awareness watching the voice. This realization is the beginning of freedom. If you are not the voice, then you do not have to believe everything it says, obey its fears, or be dragged around by its endless commentary. You can step back and simply watch it as the witness. The second idea makes the first one vivid and practical. Treat the voice in your head as a separate roommate, and notice how unreasonable it is. When you actually listen to what it says all day, the contradictions, the judgments, the anxious narration, you realize this roommate is neurotic and exhausting. You would never tolerate such a person in real life. The point of this exercise is to create distance. When you personify the voice as a roommate, you stop identifying with it so completely. You can observe its craziness with some detachment, rather than believing it is the truth. So practice noticing your inner roommate at work. You do not need to argue with it or silence it by force. You simply need to stop taking it so seriously. As you watch with detachment, its grip loosens and the voice keeps talking, but you are no longer its prisoner. The third idea is about your emotional and energetic life. There is a natural energy flowing through you, and your suffering comes from blocking it. When you are open, this energy flows, and you feel alive and full. But when something disturbs you, you tend to close down, to tighten and contract around the disturbance, and this blocks the energy. Over time, these blockages, these stored, unresolved experiences, build up and weigh you down. But you have a choice in any moment. You can stay open and let the experience flow through, or you can close down and block it. So the practice is to stay open, even when something disturbs you. Rather than tightening and closing around a painful experience, you let it pass through you, like weather moving across the sky. This does not mean ignoring problems. It means not blocking your inner flow with stored tension. When you let experiences move through rather than trapping them inside, you stay light and free, and you stop accumulating the inner blockages that drain your energy. The fourth idea is the precise practice for handling disturbance. When something upsets you, relax and release, instead of tightening and protecting. Our instinct, when something painful arises, is to contract, to tense up and protect ourselves. Singer teaches the opposite move. When you feel that inner disturbance, you instead consciously relax behind it and release, allowing it to pass through. Tightening is exactly what traps the disturbance and turns a passing feeling into a lasting blockage. Relaxing and releasing lets it move through and dissolve. So train yourself, in moments of upset, to relax and let go instead. The fifth idea confronts how we organize our whole lives around protecting our inner pain. Singer offers a striking image: the thorn. Imagine a thorn in your arm, causing pain whenever anything touched it. You could spend your whole life arranging everything to avoid touching the thorn, padding it, avoiding situations, building your entire existence around protecting the sore spot. Or you could simply remove the thorn. Most of us live the first way with our inner wounds. We have sensitive, painful places inside, old hurts and insecurities, and we organize our lives around protecting them, avoiding anything that might press on them. This shrinks our lives enormously, all to protect a wound. The wiser path is to remove the thorn, to face and release the inner pain rather than spending your life guarding it. When something presses on an old hurt, use it as a chance to relax, release, and let that stored pain finally move through and heal. A life spent protecting the thorn is small and fearful. A life willing to remove it is free. Do not let your old wounds dictate the shape of your entire existence. The sixth idea is a radical and empowering choice. You can decide to be happy, unconditionally, regardless of what happens. We normally treat happiness as conditional. We will be happy if things go our way, and unhappy if they do not, leaving our well-being at the mercy of circumstances. Singer proposes you make an inner commitment to be happy no matter what. If you are the awareness behind your experiences, and you can relax and release rather than closing down, then you can choose to stay open and at peace through whatever life brings. Happiness becomes a decision you make and maintain, not a prize that circumstances grant. This does not mean pretending nothing is wrong. It means refusing to let external events close your heart and steal your inner peace. When you stop making happiness conditional, you discover an unconditional happiness that no event can take away. The seventh idea is the deepest, and it ties everything together. Let go and surrender to the flow of life. So much of our suffering comes from resisting reality, fighting against what is happening, insisting that life conform to our wishes. Singer points toward a profound letting go, a willingness to stop struggling against the flow of life and instead to flow with it. When you let go in this way, you stop wasting your energy fighting reality, and you find a peace that struggle could never provide. You trust the flow of life, remain open to whatever it brings, and respond from a place of calm rather than fear. In that letting go, the soul becomes untethered, free from the chains of the anxious mind and the wounded self, resting in a deep and lasting peace. Before we talk about using this, 3 hard truths. The first, you are not the voice in your head, but you keep believing it. As long as you identify with the inner chatter, you obey its fears and are dragged around by its noise. Mistaking the voice for yourself is the root of your suffering. The second, tightening around pain traps it. Our instinct is to contract and protect when something disturbs us, but that is exactly what turns a passing feeling into a lasting inner blockage. Resistance preserves the pain it tries to defend against. The third, organizing your life around protecting your wounds shrinks it. Spending your existence avoiding anything that presses on old hurts, guarding the thorn, leaves you small and fearful. The freedom is in removing the thorn, not protecting it. So how do you actually live this, day to day? Start by noticing the voice in your head and recognizing yourself as the awareness that hears it, not the voice itself. Treat the chatter as your inner roommate, observing it with a little detachment. When something disturbs you, catch the urge to tighten, and instead consciously relax and release, let it flow through. When an old wound is pressed, let that stored pain finally move through. Commit to choosing openness and happiness, and practice surrendering your resistance, flowing with life rather than fighting it. Imagine someone tormented by anxiety, ruled by a relentless inner critic, whose whole life has quietly shrunk around avoiding anything that might trigger their old insecurities. Applying this book, they notice the anxious voice is not them, but something they can observe. They stop believing its every word. When disturbance arises, they relax and release instead of tightening. They stop guarding their wounds and let them heal, choosing to stay open and at peace regardless of events. Slowly, the grip of the anxious mind loosens, the inner blockages dissolve, and they discover a deep, unconditional peace that no longer depends on anything going their way. 3 things to remember. First, you are the awareness, not the noise. You are not the voice in your head or the emotions that arise, but the consciousness that observes them. Step back and witness the inner chatter rather than being consumed by it, and you find the calm, spacious awareness that is always at peace. Second, stay open, relax, and release. Your suffering comes from closing down and tightening around disturbances, which traps them inside. Instead, let your inner experiences flow through you, and when something upsets you, consciously relax and release rather than contracting. Stop guarding old wounds and let them heal. Third, choose happiness and surrender to life. You can make the bold commitment to remain open and at peace regardless of circumstances, taking your well-being back into your own hands. And let go of your constant resistance to reality, surrendering to the flow of life rather than fighting it. In that openness and letting go, the soul becomes untethered and free. The untethered soul points to a freedom that is always available, right behind the noise of your own mind. You are not the anxious voice or the wounded self, but the boundless awareness in which all of that arises and passes. Step back into that awareness, stay open, release your blockages, choose peace, and surrender to life. And you discover a lasting, unconditional freedom that was waiting within you all along. If you want the PDF notes used to break down this book, comment PDF below. When I see your comment, I will share the link so you can go through every key idea yourself. And tell me in the comments which book you want decoded next. Your comment might decide the next video. This is Blood, Sweat, Gold, where luxury is earned, not inherited.